The Mayor and councillors were really happy with the way that we provided the survey to them compared with the previous years. What they found was that there was a higher participation rate with our residents, which they found of huge value. We had over a 30% increase in participation from previous years, and that was really valuable to them. They saw it as the community voice being heard a lot clearer in terms of what areas were doing well and what areas weren't. So we used QR codes, we did a lot of social media through Facebook, we used our local newspaper, our local radio station, we used our libraries. We had iPads out available for our customers to come in and do their survey. Through the newspaper, we also had an insert in that paper, and we targeted around Queen's birthday weekend, which actually where we saw a huge number of respondents. So we had over 400 complete the survey, which we thought was fantastic for our area last year, and saw a real diversity in terms of age responding to it too, which was great to see. And I think the way that we did that mixed method, the way that we communicated it and marketed it really made a difference. So our most recent survey held last year, it was really fundamental that we got some key feedback because it was going to input into our new long-term plan process. So the whole reason for doing a long-term plan is to ensure that we understand what services our community would like us to provide and also what we can afford to provide. So it's, it's a balancing act because depending on who you're talking to is dependent on what they would like to see. So in terms of that survey, it gave us a really good snapshot, especially in not just the answered questions, but in the free text around what the community wanted to see, and that helps inform us in terms of our long-term planning. It also helps us in terms of are there things that we can be doing now that aren't going to cost money but are more labour intensive that we can get some real wins out of in terms of the community and providing that service. So we heard a lot around potholes and things like that, which again is really valuable because that's stuff that we can fix for the community pretty much immediately. And then we heard a lot around our infrastructure and what we needed to do there, and that really realigned with what we were looking to do with the long-term plan in terms of what we needed to invest in terms of giving our community the best infrastructure, whether it's above or below ground. From the resident survey, we've had further conversations with AskYourTeam around doing some targeted surveys, or what we call it targeted surveys for our external customers. And what we're wanting to do there, and it's a great tool, is focus on those targeted users, whether it's animal services like dog registration or libraries or our programs. We're going to have some just one-on-one focus surveys that will roll throughout the year that will gather some really valuable data throughout the year, so that at the end of the year or throughout the year we can provide some feedback to our customers on how we're doing.